So right now we're talking about I Ching. Basically, we're talking about 周易. 周 is a last name for Chinese. A person whose last name is Zhou, and he read I Ching. So that's the book right now we use. We say Book of Changing. But originally, we have 3 I Ching books. Not only one. We have 3 of them. One book we call 连山易. Shan is mountain. One book is 归藏易. Zang is exactly the same. We're talking about 脏腑, means organs. Another book is we talking about 周易, or generally we say I Ching right now. So we say we have 3 I Ching books. Why we only talking about 周易 right now? Because other 2 books is lost. No people can find it right now. We only know the name we originally have, but right now no people truly have these 2 books. So only 周易 left right now. So we can simply call it I Ching. But originally we have 3 I Ching books. So right now, if people talking about I Ching, they talking about 周易, because other 2 books lost. Then we especially talking about I Ching or 周易. So I Ching and 周易, yeah, we just use I Ching right now for simple, yeah. So I Ching, the book, is not only one person editor. Even we call it 周易, that's the mainly part finished by a king. He called Zhou, yeah. King Wen of Zhou. But before it, another person called Fu Xi do some basic job. So Fu Xi lived about 5,000 years ago. He do some basic job. We're talking about some detail later. And later on, we say 周文王, the king of Zhou, like living about 3,000 years ago. Pay attention, BC here. So means after 2,000 years after Fu Xi, the Zhou Wenwang development, some idea coming from Fu Xi, and make a book called 周易. But in that book, he didn't totally finish. And truly some part finished by his son. Yeah. So the father and the son finished the book part, but just the basic book in there, don't have explanations. And the book is hard to understanding. Yeah. So basically, just some simple there. Yeah, we will talk in some detail later. Yeah, just some simple like this in there. 64 simple in there, no detailed explanations. No many people understanding what he want to talk about. And later on, basically about another 500 years later, another famous philosophy kind of person, 孔夫子, is a pretty famous person. And then he read another 10 books, 2 explanations, the detail of 周易, or the book, 周文王 read the book. So he's still not finished by himself. He had a lot of students. So when he died, his students helped him to finish. So that's finally we got I Ching an idea right now. So that's a pretty long history book, but we still use right now means that's talking about the basic ruler of the universe and the life, and you can use for any aspect the ruler. So it's a pretty great book. So just a little bit detail about each of the person here. We say Fuxi, certainly that's the picture. Some people draw the picture for Fuxi, but I'm sure that's not truly Fuxi look like. Yeah, but if you're searching, you can get this picture. So he's the first emperor of China. We have a lot of story about Fuxi. He still do a lot of great work, yeah, for the people about 5,000 years ago. The more important part when we're talking about relationship with I Ching, he create trigrams. What means trigrams? 3 lines, maybe solid line or maybe broken line together, but whatever, 3 together. We're talking about some detail later. That's we call trigrams. Yeah, trigrams. He development or create trigrams. Just put the 3 lines together. Looks easier, but it's not that simple. Yeah. And also he talking about the basic idea about the Taiji. That means about yin and yang. Yeah. Taiji just means yin yang and relationship. So that's Fuxi's great work. Yeah, Fuxi's great work. Then we say second person. Yeah, second person. Truly with his son. Yeah, truly with his son. But we just make everything simple here. We just say 周文王, just say the father. Yeah. The king of 文王州. And he lives, we're talking about 3,000 years ago. And he editors 周易. So we say what's in 周易. 64 Hercigram. So when we're talking about Fuxi, just make 3 lines together. But Zhou Wenwang development from 3 lines together to 6 lines together. So 6 lines together, we call it Hercigram. Yeah, we call it Hercigram. So that's Zhou Wenwang's great work. Yeah, Zhou Wenwang's great work. Development from 3 gram or 3 gram to 6 gram or Hercigram. And then we say he only put Hercigram there, didn't have explanations, and hard for people to understanding and to use it. Then Confucius, another famous person, and still living about 2005 years ago from now, is a great philosophy. He's not a DCM doctor. Yeah, he's not king. The other 2 person is king, but he is a philosophy. He write a lot of editor, a lot of book. Yeah. So basically, when he about 50 years old, he found the book of Zhou Yi, and he think it is a pretty great book, but not many people understand it and know it and use it. Then he read another 10 books. He called it 10 weeks. Yeah, 10 weeks. 10亿. 10 is 10. E just like the bird have 10 fingers to help the people understanding and know the book. So just the explanation for Zhou Yi. So that's these 3 persons, great job. Then we can read Zhou Yi and we can get more idea and more understanding for Zhou Yi.